Thank you guys for joining. Again, I'm Ann from Pearson Belt Home in Old Town Spring, which is just north of Houston. So when you hop on, like I said, tell me where you're from, tell me a little bit about your weather. All right, we're going to be finishing up a project we started a couple weeks ago, and we'll go over that too here shortly. But I wanted to go ahead and show you a couple new things that we got in. So I was pretty excited. I got my Posh Chalk Pigments, Would You Bend? So we're going to be doing a little bit of embellishment on our piece. So, you know, we're working on a secretary here. Let me pan over real quick so you can kind of see it. There she is. She's almost done with the transfer. 2 more pieces of transfer and that's it. So what we want to go ahead and do is on the top, there's a little keyhole. Now on the keyholes, let me show you if you guys can see that. See that little guy right there? See that little tiny hole? All right. So this isn't going to work in there. Okay. So let me go ahead and I'm going to flip you guys down. Hey. All right. So you guys, if you have questions, I'm not going to really be able to see you right now. So if you have questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll totally answer them when we're done here. All right. So this is probably easier to see right here. All right, so see how this hole is just like too tiny for this? So I tried heating it to try to make it bigger. That really wasn't working. So what I did, you see the difference here. Hold them up a little bit there. See the difference? I got a nice fat hole on this one. So all I did was took my drill, my handy drill. Take this, needs to be bigger than your key. And all I did was just drill very carefully and kind of work it around, just, you know, kind of work it, and I actually flip it over and just keep adding, you know, keep doing that until you get your hole just right. But be really careful because, and go kind of slow because these things are hard to hold. And I can see if you accidentally like let it slip on you, this might bust right here. So you'd be kind of sad. But you know what, if you break your Would You Bend, you can just glue it back together. So you'd only be sad for a moment. All right, so this one is lemon gold. And lemon gold is our Posh Pigments here. And so I'm going to show you how these work. I was pretty excited. We just got them in. We've just loaded them all on our website. And now we've got most of the Would You Bends loaded. Well, they're all loaded on the website. Some will show right now out of stock. But they will certainly be accounted for here shortly. All right, so how this works, I'm just going to take this little wine glass right here, and I'm going to take, let's see, we're going to take our Dixie Belle Clear top coat, okay? All right, so, all right, I use the saran wrap to make this easy. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this off. Oh, imagine if I didn't have the saran wrap on, I'd probably never get this one open. All right, so what I'm going to do right now, all your top coats should be stirred, never shaken. Okay, shake your paints, shake your metallics, stir your top coats. And you want to stir it really, really well. And the gloss is one of those that's pretty consistent all the way through, so it may be kind of hard to tell if you've stirred it up, but I usually give it a good, you know, good little stirring here. And make sure you got all your parts mixed together. Flat Dixie Belle separates, and you can kind of see that when you, if you bought one and you let it sit for a while. Let's get some of that. This one's so full, I'm making a little bit of a mess. Real messy today. We've had, Christmas is coming, so we've got lots of Christmas shipments coming in here. So it's making it very interesting. All right, so we got that nice and stirred. Okay. All right, and you can use any top coat. And I'm just gonna go ahead and try not to make a big mess. Pour some of that out. All right. All right. So I've got, this is just clear coat, guys. And that's the gloss. The gloss is going to go on a little opaque. It will dry clear. All right, so now what I'm going to do, we're going to, so we've got a lot of colors here. So we've got me see if I can get these so you can kind of see them. We've got lemon gold, which we've already used on this piece. We've got pale gold, red carmine, really pretty, Byzantine gold, orange gold, very bright orangey color, silver, copper, we've got violet, red magenta, and then we've got the green. All right, so let's see. I'm not sure what color I want to do because I've already done a couple of the gold. So let's go ahead and do something a little different. We'll go ahead and go with the violet because that's one color I haven't tried yet. So we'll go ahead and open this one up. We're going to open it up first time we're going to use it. Okay, so you guys can see this is a powdered pigment. Okay, I'm going to get this little guy out of the way. All right, so we're going to take a little bit of this and we're just going to mix it in our clear coat. I might have put too much clear coat, so we may have to put a little bit more. We'll see. Just kind of mix that thoroughly in. So I can see a lot of applications for these. So those of you that pour resins, I can see that coloring your resin. We may give that a try next week. And definitely adding to your clear coats. I may add to a current, try maybe adding it to a current metallic, see how that works. We'll play around with them. All right. So I mixed the one I have on my little key there. We did the lemon gold with gator hide. I kind of felt like, well, I wanted to have a durable top coat kind of built all in one. All right, you guys, so see that? All right, so may have, like I said, may have put too much top coat, but we'll see how this goes. All right, I'm gonna add just a hair more. I can see adding this to a glaze medium. So that would be kind of fun to do. So the gloss top coat is a little more liquid than, let's say, your satin. Satin tends to be a little thicker. So maybe we'll do one of each. We'll do a gator hide so you guys can see the difference. Okay. This is going to be pretty thin. So typically you're painting a little bit of the gloss goes a long way when you're doing it. So let's see here. Let's see. I feel like we just need a little bit more pigment in there. So I think with the gloss, it's not going to be as shimmery or as opaque as we would like because it is thinner. So that's kind of an idea right there. So it is a thinner consistency. Like I said, let me show you what a little gator hide. This time I won't pour all of it in a container. So let's see. All right, so we'll go with a little bit. I've already taken care of this one's already been stirred a couple of times. All right. And we'll go ahead and do our pale gold. This is pale gold. All right, get another little stick here. I just love how this looks, so cool. All right. So this is the first time we're playing with these. I have painted, so see how thick this is? This is gator hide. It's much thicker consistency, so it's going to also be a little more opaque. Also put a little bit more pigment to it in comparison. But if you've used gloss, you know it's a little thinner. Okay. So here's the thickness of that. All right, so this one is pale gold pigment. Get that on there nice and tight. All right, so we've got that stirred around. I'm gonna take my brushes here. Get it, dry my brush off here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the pale gold. This is just a piece of Would You Been. It was number 1386. It kind of has a little broken piece somewhere on it right here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put that on. All right, so it is a nice goldy tone to that. So you can mix that with, like I said, any top coat and go from there. If you do the gloss, it's going to be a little soupier. So just keep that in mind. I love the shininess. This is really, really pretty. And again, this one's called Pale Gold. So there's your pale gold compared to your lemon gold. And then, of course, natural product right there. So I hope you guys can see all that. And this is pretty cool just as it is. It's like very molten, like molten metal. I don't think this one's going to do as, like I said, the gloss being a little thin. So what I have to do, probably a couple coats of my gloss to get that to satisfy my need of coverage on that. So I probably wouldn't, personally, maybe I wouldn't use a gloss, or if I do, maybe put a little bit more pigment to the gloss. So I got a little bit too much gloss in there, I think. That's what we're here. We're here to try out the things and let you see how they work or not work. So I think this will work great, but again, a little less of the top coat and more of the pigment. Here's where we have satin, so you can see the difference of how watery this is and how not watery this is. So it's very thick. So nice comparison to see the difference. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and do, let's see, we're gonna go ahead and add our Would You Been piece to our piece that we've been working on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of our way. We're gonna kind of move you guys around. Give me 2 shakes here. All right, let's get a little closer. Okay, we're gonna kind of drop you down. Guys, if you have any questions, just let me know and we'll answer them. All right, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this back. Of course, now I'll go ahead and go over this real quick with you guys. This was just a cute little secretary I found at auction. We've got a key that works with it. We are changing the hardware. So I don't know if you guys remember, I was going to do this hardware, but it's Chinese hardware, which I didn't know what that meant. So there's like these brads that would go into the holes, and you would take pliers, bend them back, and nail them back into the wood. Well, that just seemed a bit complicated to me, so I opted to find new hardware. So this is our new hardware right here. Get that kind of in there like that. So this is how it's going to go. Actually fits the holes perfectly. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that will be easy peasy installation on those. So we did Abundance Paint Couture paint on the outside, Pale Gold Paint Couture metallic here on the trim. We did our pop of color, which is Firelight. And we also did Stick and Style stencils here with the Vintage Gold metallic wax from Prima. And then we went ahead and we've used two hole transfers of the Elegance and Flowers. So she is wrapped fully. And here at the top, we've got, like I said, one more little bit here to go, 2 little pieces, and then we're done. And we'll top coat her, most likely in flat Paint Couture. That's one of my favorite top coats. Is not too shiny, not too flat. So that's most likely what I'm going to do with that part. But we're going to go ahead and put our Would You Bend piece here that I've made a little bit bigger. So we'll go ahead and attach that right there. So let's go ahead and heat that up. So I'm going to go ahead and move a couple things off of our little workstation here. Get this gold off. All right. So I don't want to burn myself. And let's see. I'm going to step around. All right. So I hope you guys are enjoying your day, and I hope you're enjoying our little bits of a new product that we're going over, and just enjoy watching us. So make sure you sprinkle our video around, and also make sure that you grab a few of your friends or invite a few of your friends to like our page. When we hit 1,500 people, 1,500 likes on our page, we'll go ahead and do a little giveaway. Just some of our paints and some whatnot. So I think it'll be definitely well worth it. So let's get to 1,500 is our number that we're looking for. All right, so just heated my little Would You Bend up with our heat gun. You could do it with a hair dryer. All right, and I'm adding some wood glue. So I'm trying to do this. It's kind of very hard to have a workspace right here. We're trying to put something so small and pretty intricate on this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and attach it. Okay, make sure that the top of my hole attaches. All right. Okay. Make sure she's lined up. Okay, and let me grab. I'm always you want to put plenty of glue, plenty of wood glue, only use wood glue. We're going to make sure the key works. All right, the key goes in, no problem. All right, I just kind of wiggle it around so make sure it doesn't have any issues. So when you have plenty of glue, you're going to have a little glue coming out from your project. I will just take a paintbrush, this is a damp paintbrush, and wipe it away, any of the extra adhesive, no big deal. Okay, I kind of slid that a little, so I want to make sure this still works. Okay, we're still good there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little more heat to it, not a whole lot. This one doesn't really, it's a pretty small one. Okay, I think we're good on that. Okay, I'm going to press that down until it gets cool, and make sure that you want to make sure that none of your edges are lifting. So you kind of hold it down to make sure that it's nice and it cools. So once it's nice and cool, you're ready to go ahead and move on with your day. You can certainly attach this piece unpainted. You do not have to paint it first, but for this application, I felt it was smart for me to paint it. Or actually, we put pigment on it. Like I said, this was the lemon gold. Got a little bit of glue coming out right here. Just want to make sure, just get that glue off. So definitely don't want any glue in my mechanism here, because this is actually a working mechanism. Okay, and you want to make sure all your pieces are glued down and secured, because if they're just like a hangnail, you know it's going to catch everything. So if you have a piece that's kind of lifting up, you want to make sure you get that. So you don't want to like leave it hanging or exposed there. So, all right, let's see. It feels pretty cool now. All right, so there's our piece. Let me get you guys a little bit closer so you can see it. All right, so you see the little key, I guess escutcheon, that's what they call them. So that guy is gonna be Cutie Patootie. And he has a little face, so I don't know if you guys can see that. He's got a little face on him. So he's gonna be the protector of the secretary here. And again, the key will fit right into it. If it doesn't fit into the hole, the original hole, of course, was too small. So we went ahead and drilled that out. Let me clean this one off real quick so I can hold it, because it's a little wet right now. All right, so see how this one had a very small hole? It wasn't going to be usable. So again, just take a drill that out, and it's usable. What I'm going to go ahead and do is come back now, or a little bit later, and just very lightly paint the inside right here, because I can see just a hair of where it's the paint underneath. So I just want to make sure it all matches. So I'll just paint a little bit of this. This again is the lemon gold pigments. So that's it. You guys, you don't need any fancy equipment. A hair dryer, heat gun, and wood glue is all you need. So no nail guns, no saws, nothing crazy like that. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have for you guys planned today. We are going to be starting a couple of new projects coming very soon. Let me see, let me get down here. We're starting a couple of new projects next week. So we may have a holiday one, not sure. But we do have a few new pieces that we got in. Let's see if we can pan over. So we've got this guy right here. That's going to have some repairs, pretty bad condition. So it might wait a couple of weeks. We have another little piece down here as well. So I don't know if you guys can see that. All my shipments and everything, of course. So it's just that time of year. So anyway, like I said, sprinkle this around. Make sure you invite a few friends to like our page. We get to 1,500, we'll be doing a giveaway. And that's all I have for you guys today. Happy painting.